Alrighty, our next video, we're gonna talk about a couple tosses, okay? Getting us into the tosses. Tossing is everybody's favorite part of color guard. It's what we like to do the best. It's what people like to watch the best. Everybody loves a solid toss and a solid catch. So let's break it down to make sure that we have all of the fundamental information to do it right, okay? Our most basic toss is our pop toss, okay? You're gonna start this one just like we do with pull hits. Feet in second position, center of the body at your waist, thumbs up with the right hand. Left hand is holding the silk a little more than half right at your waist. We grab this just like we do with pull hits on count 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, this is going to initiate exactly like a pull hit. The only difference is you're now taking your right hand and you're lifting. As you pull down with the left, the right hand is going to lift into a full extension, straight arm, all the way up, okay? Left hand now becomes a free arm, pulling it straight down, all right? A reference that we like to use when we talk about tossing is keeping things in your train track, okay? Your train tracks run parallel and they run in straight lines, okay? So if we grab with our hands, we're pulling straight down, straight up in order to keep the equipment on the right trajectory. Because if we pull to the side, your equipment's gonna go to the side. Wherever your hand ends up pointing is the direction that your equipment is gonna go. So you wanna make sure that we're pulling straight down, straight up, and lifting all the way through in order for the equipment to do what we want it to do, all right? So what's gonna happen from here is we are pulling down, lifting up, the equipment rotates a full time in the air, and we're gonna catch it on count 3, just like this. And we catch just like a pull hit. So let's talk about the mechanics, the physics, all of the different things that we need to talk about to make this happen. Just like pull hits, we count off the same, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's the force of your muscles pulling and lifting that's gonna make this happen. Your right hand gives it the height, your left hand gives it the rotation. If you don't pull very hard and don't lift very fast, you get an under-rotated toss. There's not enough force to make the equipment go around. And remember, your equipment is the heaviest at the top, so it needs that pull and that lift in order to make it go around one full time to get it to come back to you. So one more time with just me, and then we're gonna do some together. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm pulling and I'm lifting very fast. The full extension part is the most important part. Making that right arm get fully straight, following all the way through to get the equipment to go around. Push, catch. All right, let's try one together. Here we go. And 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, 8. Out and catch, okay? So if you're not successful, you have to think about what happened to prevent your equipment from doing what it needs to do, okay? One of the most important things to talk about when you first start tossing is that it is okay to drop. You're going to fail hundreds of times before you fully succeed to make it perfect, and that's okay. So do not be afraid to drop your flag. Do different things with it. Try different things. You have to break things down and analyze, what did I do differently or what did I do incorrect to make the equipment do different things, okay? So if you toss and you drop and then you think, my arm did not get fully extended, so the flag did not rotate all the way around, okay? So then I think about that and I analyze and I try it again. Okay, the equipment got all the way around. Now, perhaps we overcompensated. Maybe this happened. Okay, so what are the negative things that I did? I jumped to get the equipment to come out. That's something that's very common with new members, wanting and thinking that they need to use lower body in order to get their equipment to do what they need it to do. Tossing is all from the upper body, okay? It all comes from squeezing the core, lifting the sternum, and using the strong and the strength of your muscles, okay, to move where they need to go in the correct amount of time. So, if you break down the math and you break down the actual functionality of what we're doing, going from our grab position to our release point, it happens in one count, okay? 5, 6, 7, 8, and, okay, we're at our halfway point, 1. If you travel from your grab to your release in the correct amount of time, the equipment will do what you want it to do. And that's how choreography is designed in color guard, okay? When we start to use rifles and sabers and different weapons, perhaps there's a length of time in the music where the band holds a 4-count note, okay? And we know that the pop toss is only 3 counts. That's gonna make us catch our equipment 1 count before the length of the note. So we're going to use a downstir toss, which takes 4 counts, in order to fill up that amount of time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how equipment is designed, that's how choreography is designed. So you've got to make sure that you're executing that exactly right, okay? So really work on that pop toss, and like I said, don't be afraid to drop it. It is okay to drop it, all right? Our next toss is going to be our money hand toss, all right? This one we're starting flat, just like we do with all of our other fundamentals. The only exception is I have moved my left hand from the bottom tip to the bottom tape, okay? From here, we're pushing the flag up and we're going toward the left. Now, some of the things to look at. I have twisted my hips and my shoulders to go toward the left, okay? And I lift the flag over my body for count 1, okay? And I'm going into a back tendu position with my right foot, which means that you lift and put just your big toe on the ground with that right foot, okay? Keeping your flag in the toaster, it's gonna travel, pull behind the body, pointing that tip all the way to the side, all right, or what we like to refer to as the end zone. In color guard, make sure it doesn't go to the front corner, but it's going all the way to the side, following through that toaster. It comes around, keeping our right hand in contact at the tab. We're gonna grab with the left hand at the tape and the silk, thumbs up. Then we're going to switch our right hand from the tab to the top tape on the pole in what we call our money hand position. And we call that the money hand position because it's exactly the way it sounds. It looks like you're asking somebody for money, all right? You're gonna grab and make contact right here, and then what happens is the momentum pulling down with the left, lifting with the right. So notice, as I pull down, my hand closes. This is where my grip changes. I squeeze, and I use that momentum from the pull. Again, remember, the left gives it the rotation, the right gives it the height, okay? And that takes us to our release point. And the money hand toss is an extra half rotation from a pop toss, okay? So this gives us a different look on the field. It's a little bit of a higher toss. It absorbs a little bit more time in order to match the musical phrasing, okay? So going from our grab position, and we're gonna break this down a little bit more. We're pulling down with the left. Remember, we've gotta pull really hard, pull. This is where our change happens. We squeeze really hard with both hands as we go up into the release. Again, it's important to follow through the physics of your flag. Heavy on the top, light on the bottom. You've got to use the pull, because if you notice, you're giving more force to the heavy side of the flag in order for it to have that rotation on the top. Pull. As we come around into our catch, which is going to be at a shoulder hip angle, okay? That left hand comes under, right there at the bottom tape. The right hand hits on the top, and it counteracts the motion in order to stop the equipment right there at the tab, okay? So let's do one together. Let's break it down really slow, and then we'll throw one together, and you're gonna be on your own to rewind and go back and really work on these skills. Posture is key. Lifting, keeping that body under control. Squeeze your core, squeeze your sternum. Keeping all of that tight is what's gonna help, okay? Keeping those muscles flexed. Do some push-ups. The more upper body strength you have, the easier it's gonna be. Do 5 push-ups a day, then make it 6, then make it 7. All right, develop a routine. Do them before you get into the shower, before you go on an afternoon run, before you eat dinner at night. Get yourself on a routine where you're doing them at the same time every day to condition yourself, to build that strength that you're gonna need in order to be successful. All right, so here we are. So we have 5 and 6, and 5, 6, 7, 8. That's where we squeeze on 8. From here, count 1. We go into, we call this the row the boat because it's like we're rowing through. If you imagine yourself in a big boat and lots of water, you have to have a lot of force. Lifting. 1 and 2. Keeping that tip in the toaster going past the end zone. All right, and again, remember I took my shoulders and my hips to the side as it went through that row motion. Now I'm back to the front. We're grabbing on 3, that tape in the silk. Grabbing on 4 with the right hand in that money hand position. 4 and is our pull. Count 5 is our release. All right, and then we end up catching on 7 and. It's an extra half count longer than your pop toss, okay? Let's try one together. I think we can do it. And 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7 and. Now notice I caught before 7 and. The reasoning behind that is because I slowed the tempo down. Once we get into the actual set fundamental tempo, it's gonna go and you're gonna catch right at the right time. And our tempo is typically quite a bit faster. So we have 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's right where we catch. All right, those are some tosses for you to work on. You guys have done a fantastic job. Keep working on these things. Keep working on the tosses. These are your basic fundamental skills. Once you perfect these things with good body control, good posture, it's gonna make everything easier for you going down the road. Great job.